What up? It's Grandpa MC coming at you with another video. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Alright, people. It's been a couple of days. I took a couple of days off to, decompress. Don't want to get too hooked. But I'm back again. Alright, so I'm going to talk about this new revelation, even though it's not, about Stephen A. Smith walking back the statement that he made about LeBron not being at the funeral. And he had to walk it back a couple of days later. Maybe not even a couple of days. Might have been a day. It might have been a couple of hours. But he walked it back. And that was that with that. But before I go into the information that this reporter in LA, Pablo Torre, came up with, and the videos that I saw that made me want to do it was the ones from Too Raw for TV and Dreamers Pro, and then I watched Uncommon Sense, and they all kind of like go with the same thing about it's still some doubt in their mind. But in my mind, considering who we talking about, this is not a surprise here. And it's what I've been saying for the longest. It's like the NBA is not going to allow any kind of information that's derogatory or inflammatory towards LeBron James, because he's basically the face of the league, and they have to protect their asset. However we think about LeBron, those people that think that say that LeBron's not the greatest, however we think about it is irrelevant to the media and the NBA offices and all that. So even though we know with the information gathered how he moves and all this other stuff, but it's no dirt that's gonna pop up on him right now at this point. So this is not surprising that Stephen A. had to walk it back. Then it's a reporter that's coming out with different information, because if anybody remembers around that time when Kobe passed away, it was so much coverage about him that it was unending. It was, to me, it was kind of like a little bit too much. I remember my mom's at the time when she was alive, me and her were talking about it. Her and I, we were talking about it, and my mom was like, it's just a little bit too much, Roger. All this talk about Kobe is just a little bit too much. We understand that he passed away, but it's just a little bit too much. And I was agreeing. So, anyway, Pablo Torre, he went through a bunch of sources and asked people that were there. He asked a producer, he asked an event arranger, I think he asked a reporter, and then he looked at some footage from the memorial when Diana Taurasi was mentioning him, and she looked into the crowd. That was supposed to be an indicator that he was there. The reverse angle was presented, and no, he wasn't. But is there anybody that's been watching LeBron for all this time, do they doubt if he was really truly there? It would have been some kind of coverage, some kind of picture. It's been no picture to show. They showed him, like, I guess he had a hoodie on or something. This was way back. This ain't recent. This was way back when it first came out, because they was talking about LeBron didn't show up. And then they was like, yeah, he showed up. He was off in the cut and all this other stuff. You try to sit here and tell me, okay, this is how LeBron fans kind of like think that he was there. He was off. He didn't want to be seen. He was off in he was in the parking lot where the memorial was being held. I think it was held at the Staples or whatever they call it, He was off in the parking lot, overwhelmed with emotion, crying because he missed Kobe so much. Stop it. Stop it. That didn't happen. Man, it's very well known within the NBA community and people that's watched this for this type of stuff, that he didn't show up. He wasn't there, and that's all that just shows. I'm getting hung up on it, but that just shows, that he was really jealous of Kobe, and he was jealous of the relationship that he had with Mike, because I believe that he thought that Mike was going to embrace him like the rest of the NBA community. But Mike is the one where all this stuff coming from. They comparing people to Mike and saying that they play like Mike and all this other stuff. LeBron's a little disappointed in that. But Kobe, he wanted to get it and earn it. He was just adamant about interacting with Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan is somewhat dismissive of new people trying to get at him, because he has a circle that's been with him for years. I mean, if you've been paying attention, if you remember with the Last Dance documentary, his security team was around him for the longest. And the stories that about the team, what they used to call them and all the other stuff. But this is not a surprise. And then, one other point before I wrap this thing up. This whole thing about Stephen A. Smith, this is where it's all coming from, right? What he said months ago. But around that same time, Colin Cowherd said the same thing, even more demonstrative with what he was saying about Bronny. So, I mean, LeBron didn't shake him down. Cowherd still, he said that piece and then he moved on. He still bigs up LeBron. So, I mean, it's apparent that he has protection, and I guess that's just how I go. I'm not okay with it, but I'm okay with it in the sense that I can't do anything about it. So I'm just, reporting on this stuff. Amateur reporting on this stuff. So that's my thoughts about this new information. Again, shout out to Dreamers Pro and 2 Raw TV for the spark and in Common Sense. Big up to y'all. So this Grandpa signing off.